what I want to bring up is two incidents. The first happened on this campus roughly about a month ago, where a guy named Nate Baker, as a junior, was just plowed over and ruthlessly killed by some illegal immigrant in a car. And he was wanted by ICE, all that stuff. But the real incident I want to talk about is what happened in Frisco, Texas about a month ago, which was the murder of Austin Metcalf by Karmelo Anthony. And why has Donald Trump not said a single word about this issue? How long are we going to let white people be murdered in the streets before we do something? I am tired of this. Clearly, they can't integrate in a proper society and live with us without just murdering each other in the streets. So, at the time, maybe the better choice should have been to just send them back to Africa.
What's good? What's hood, YouTube? It's your boy Vick Reacts. Bumming at you with a brand new video. Hey man, today we got a banger, man. Today we got Myron Gaines, Uncensored America, Women Deserve Less Speech. You know what I'm saying? Basically, he's just debating kids in college, University of South Carolina, about various topics. This topic right here, y'all seen in the intro, y'all seen in the title. Be sure to tune into the whole video so y'all know what's going on. But if y'all like the intro, be sure to like the video, because if you like the intro, you're gonna like the video. Comment you got something to say about the video or me. Subscribe if you know mess with the content, man. Without further ado, let's get to the video.
All right, I know I asked a question before, but just to preface this, I know this is going to piss off probably everybody in the room, but you said that this was kind of open mic, kind of you talked about the JQ stuff, you talked about women, you talked about that. So what I want to bring up is two incidents. The first happened on this campus roughly about a month ago, where a guy named Nate Baker, as a junior, was just plowed over and ruthlessly killed by some illegal immigrant in a car. And he was wanted by ICE. All that stuff. But the real incident I want to talk about is what happened in Frisco, Texas about a month ago, which was the murder of Austin Metcalf by Karmelo Anthony. And why has Donald Trump not said a single word about this issue? How long are we going to let white people be murdered in the streets before we do something? I am tired of this.
Well, no, I mean, see, I see some of you guys are laughing, but the reality is if it was the other way around, you guys would be burning down the city, if we're going to be honest here, right?
Oh, God.
Got the black one in the back screaming and laughing at him.
And I don't want to make this look like
hold on, let me, because this is the thing, because a couple of the people here are laughing at your rage, but I find it interesting that if it was the other way around, they can burn down a city like Minneapolis over George Fentanyl, but if he goes ahead and expresses some rage, you guys laugh at him, which is interesting to me because they can't be honest about this, where there is seriously a problem in America where a small percentage of people are committing a majority of the violent crime. What? Black men account for maybe 8% of the population, but they're committing something like 50 to 60% of the violent crime, and they can't talk about this, right? So I do think that there's a problem here where we need to address black culture. We need to address the degeneracy. We got to address the violent gang and rap culture. And it's an issue. And the thing is that, guys like him can't speak up about it. He speaks up about it, and then we got black girls in the back laughing at him. But, when they kill a black man, y'all are rioting all over the place and burning cities down, and nobody says anything to you guys. No, so I think he has a right to be pissed off. I mean, I was pissed off when I saw it.
I mean, I just have kind of a follow-up to that.
I ain't gonna lie. I was pissed off, too. I be pissed off damn near every day seeing shit about like this because, bro, it's like, so what if they was bullying you? Fight. That's what we got hands for. Fight. What's like? You bring a knife with you? These kids growing up these days, bro, nothing like how we used to grow up. We was fighting in elementary school, dog. Real talk. Recess, we getting it in. It don't matter what color you was. If we had a disagreement about anything, we getting it in. Teachers not even paying attention. We going way to the back where nobody gets. We getting it in, and that's the worst thing about the generation, bro. Motherfuckers is so soft. I mean, but they soft because they seen their parents growing up soft. They parents growing up soft. They big brothers, they siblings growing up soft, shooting at each other and shit. So of course they gonna be soft too. But it just
I just have a follow up to that. You talking about this is kind of like a socioeconomic thing, a culture thing. Well, if that's true, why have the crime rates kind of stayed the same since the '60s, since the civil rights movement, even
before work on my Wi-Fi bit.
Music, speaking on that rap music, why doesn't rap music make white people go just murder people in the streets?
It's not music. They use music as the excuse of influence, but it's really not the music doing it. It's them already wanting to do it deep down inside, bro. I can listen to rap music all day and it's not going to listen to people talk about killing people. It's not going to make me want to go kill somebody because I don't already have those thoughts. When I was younger, I never had those thoughts. But if you messing with some kids that got trauma in them already, and people face trauma for many different reasons. Some low things that we wouldn't even be bothered by bother somebody else. So it don't got to be a great amount of trauma. It could be anything. And they just get that feeling where they want to do it and they blame it on something else. But deep down, it's really just them. Anything that's wrong with a person is them. It's not influenced by nobody else. It's them. They could say that they're influenced by somebody else, but deep down, it's really not. It's them. It's them.
Is this a culture thing or is this just simply a race issue?
There's a couple things. Now, this is going to be very controversial, but it's an IQ thing too. Yeah. It's an IQ thing, and this is what's banned a lot of the times. That I got to we're on YouTube, so I'll kind of say this in code word. But it's a multitude of different things. It's culture, it's IQ, it's heritage. All these things play a role. But yeah, there's a bunch of different issues, right? It's a two-tier justice system. There's so many different things that play into it.
Yeah.
But I have a saying, around the blacks never relax. So take from that what you will.
Living around white people is not a human right. You don't get to live with us all the time, all right? This is our country that we built.
All right, what he's saying now?
Yeah, white immigrants built this country, thank you. Read the Naturalization Act of 1790.
No, it's the truth. This country was founded by white Protestant
And yes,
men.
I understand that black people have been a part of this country since the beginning because of slavery, and I'm not endorsing
I think the girls
slavery.
over there don't like what you're saying.
And I know that, yeah. Yeah, and the logical consequence of slavery is that, you have these people displaced in this country, and, at the time, maybe the better choice should have been to just send them back to Africa. Because clearly they can't integrate in a proper society and live with us without just murdering each other in the streets. So it really kind of makes you think, well, now, it's baked in now. What can we do about it? And, some people I watch Nick, like Jason Whitlock, he had that thing with Jason Whitlock where Jason Whitlock says, oh, well, if they're just Christian, man, then, things would be different. But then you look at countries like the Democratic Republic of Congo. That country's 95% Catholic, roughly.
Yeah.
And they have one of the highest murder rates in the world. And, their country's it's a failed state. And it just really makes you think, it's not a culture issue, it's not socioeconomic, it's not religion, then, what is it?
Yeah, no,
It's the beings themselves, bro. You got to understand, all of these other things that we could blame it on, religion, culture, upbringing, et cetera, upbringing, all of it has to play into it. Don't get me wrong, but the end of the day is we all have our own choices, and a person gonna make the choice that they want to make regardless. So if I'm grew up in this, me and somebody else could grow up in the same exact predicament, but we both learn from it differently. Somebody else falls in that life all the way. Me, I learn from that life and become rich as fuck and a billionaire. It all has to do with your mental intellect, what you born with, things that you not taught that you learn, And it just so happens that the most of the people that's being born in those situations succumb to the environment. That's how it is.
Q does play a huge role in it, and that's the thing.
What is it?
Yeah, no, IQ does play a huge role in it, and that's the thing that people don't like to discuss. But yeah, no, that's true, man. The truth hurts sometimes for people. But yeah, they've done meta-analysis on this with IQ and race, and the data doesn't lie.
Yeah.
In general, black people tend to have lower IQs, so it is what it is.
All right, I got two quick questions. One about politics.
Hey, brother in that blue, man. He made a very good point. He said, looking in from the hindsight, we should really just send them back to Africa. And, black people don't sit there and try to understand that, you know, when they allowed us not to be slaves anymore, they actually gave us a chance to integrate into society. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, Abraham Lincoln, he was gonna do way more. He was gonna give every black person an acre and a mule. You know what I'm saying? They killed him for it. You know, they felt like that was a little too much. And at the end of the day, if they did that, you know, black people would have way more of a head start. But who's saying that would have got black people into a permanent position? They could have fucked that up too, you know? So looking from the hindsight, you can't really look from hindsight because it already happened. What if they would have said, fuck it, and if we can't use slaves, we're just gonna get rid of y'all? And what if they would have just sent motherfuckers back to Africa? You know? It's so many what ifs. All we know is what happened now. Slavery was a long time ago, and black people are still suffering. Can't blame slavery no more, man. At some point, you gotta wake up and realize and look at life common sense way and be like, I'm glad I'm not going down that same path that other black people going down. You know, it's crazy. Crazy vid. Crazy topic. I know this gonna get a lot of dislikes. It is what it is. Peace.